Hi, my name's Mackenzie Bria, and I have ADHD. I never really understood why so many people associated having ADHD as a negative thing or being diagnosed with it as a bad thing. I've always tried to look at the positive side, and I owe a lot of who I am as a person and my personality in general to ADHD. I kind of feel like my personality and ADHD have kind of just become intertwined. Pros and cons to having ADHD. A pro, I don't hold grudges easily and I forgive a lot. But a lot of that is because I genuinely forget. I remembered one time my mom and we got into a fight, and literally 10 minutes later, I stormed into the other part of the house. And then I came back 10 minutes later and I was like, "Hey mom, do you want to watch a show?" And she's like, "Do you not remember the argument we just had?" And I knew that we had it, but my brain emotionally didn't process it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's allowed me, if I get fights in with my friends or if I get into conflicts with people, I forget and forgive easily. Emphasis on the forget. I'm very bad at it. I will start convos with people and forget that they happened. It's not me being selfish or not caring, or if I don't text you back, it's not because I don't want to. It's just a lot of times I genuinely forget. A con of ADHD, I'm impulsive. I'm very, very impulsive. I see something and if I like it, I want it. That's and I'll go to the store and I'll see something and I want to buy it, and my mom's like, "Wait, because you might see something that you'll like more." I'm like, "No." I buy it. We go to another store and I see something else I want. So I'm very, very impulsive. At least I know that I'm impulsive, so I can kind of tell myself that when I get into those situations. Another pro is I'm very creative, and I'm not trying to brag or flex, but I genuinely think I'm really creative. I'm always thinking of new ideas, new things to do. I'm never bored. As a kid, if I misbehaved, which didn't happen too often, I don't think, my mom would say, "Take away my rainbow loom." Then I'd play with the Legos. If she took away the Legos, I would play with Barbie dolls. I would play with Monster High dolls. I was never, I never once, even my mom said as a kid, I never once went to her and said, "Hey mom, I'm bored." Because I was always doing something. My brain is always moving. It's on it's on speed light. That doesn't even make any sense. See, now I'm rambling right now. My brain goes from one thought to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And although people may look at that as saying that I'm not able to concentrate, I can easily hyper-focus. That's one of the reasons why I love video editing, is because I could sit and look at the computer and focus on just that video for hours and hours, and I love it. And being able to hyper-focus has really allowed me to work on becoming a better video editor. And on top of that, having so many ideas and being so creative, I'm also allowed to, and being able to incorporate that into my videos. I mean, I have videos from everywhere, from music videos to comedy skits that I wrote. I'm always coming up with new ideas. So although my brain is always moving from one thought to the next, a positive side is that it's never a dull moment. If you're talking to me, it's never a dull moment. How many 7-year-olds can say that they became best friends with the NYPD because they got lost at a 2009 Yankees World Series parade? Along with various malls. I did that a lot. So when did this all start? My mother, out of curiosity, asked my teacher if she thought that I had ADHD. He completely dismissed the idea, but I didn't have any of the stereotypical signs because my grades were good, I paid attention, I was genuinely a good kid. More of my ADHD tendencies came around 5th grade. This could have been seen through how I was the last person to pass the locker combination test. Basically, we all had to open a lock in under a minute, and I was the last one. And I genuinely was worried because I was really close to not being allowed to have a lock because I couldn't do it in under a minute. Also, another example, this is in 5th grade. In 5th grade, I also basically got kicked out of band because I not only kept forgetting to go to class, but I also forgot the instrument So I think a couple of times I would go to class and I would just sit there because I left my instrument at home. So that didn't really work out. In middle school, making friends for me was really easy, but keeping them was a little bit different. Luckily, the bullying and ADHD came at the same time, so I could forget about how badly I was bullied at the time. And I could forget how an entire group of girls got up from the table that I was sitting with them at because they didn't want to sit with me. It was awful. Like I sat down and they all took their little trays, got up, or lunch boxes, and got up and go. There were probably more people sitting at the peanut butter allergy table than there were with me. I was basically by myself. The ADHD also allowed me to forget how one time a guy told me that he could land a plane on my forehead because it was so huge. I think at the time I made some like smart comeback like, oh, well, it better be a private jet or something. But ADHD really helped me with all of the bullying that had happened in middle school because I was just able to kind of like forget, and it really helped me develop like a thick skin. So that is something that I'm totally grateful for, that I really think would have been completely different without ADHD, because I would have been at home crying. But a lot of times I would get bullied, go home, and I would forget about it. And then my mom would actually hear about it from other parents and she'd question me about it. And I was like, oh yeah, that happened. An entire group of girls left me sitting alone at the lunch table. Another thing with ADHD, since my brain is always moving, I'm always talking because I'm always sharing my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinions. So it makes it really easy to talk to new people because I'm always wanting to talk to people, find out more about them, share my story, my life, and it's allowed me to make a lot of online friends. And I'm an extrovert. I'm 100% like all the way on the introvert, extrovert. I'm like, I'm on the extrovert scale, 100%. And I do think a lot of that is with my ADHD.